G'day everyone, in this video I'm going to be going through every single Misc mod that's available in the Taylordrift Scottish Try Hard 5.0 script. If you want to download this script, you can get it from the description of this video or the Taylordrift Discord, and there'll be a link to that in the description as well. Alright, so when we go into the Misc mods part of the script, the first thing that we come to is the hold breath mod. We've got a couple of options here. There's delayed and there's also instant. So if we don't use that mod, what happens when you're using a sniper, you aim down your sight and you can see the scope sort of swaying around a bit. So what you do is you click your stick in, that holds your breath. Now you have a limited amount of time with that. And there you go, and you run out of breath. But if you want your guy to hold the breath, you need to press the button, right? So what this mod's going to do is it's going to press it for you. That's it, right? So if we put this on instant, back out to that saves. Now what will happen, as soon as I aim down my sight, you can even hear the guy. You can hear him hold his breath. You can hear the rain get a bit quieter as well. Straight away. Okay, now if we choose the delayed option, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's still going to do it. It's just going to be after a small delay. All right, so I think the delay defaults, if you go into the settings again, you can change that delay there. It's on 1000, which is 1 second by default. So back out to that saves, aim at my sight, and then 1 second later it ends up holding the breath. So if you don't want to do it instantly, you want to give yourself a bit of extra time, you can use the delayed option. And you can also, if you want to, obviously change that delay. So if you want to turn it up to maybe 2 seconds instead of 1 second, you can do that instead. Aim down your sight, 2 seconds later it holds your breath for you. Now the next one on the list is quick scope. So we can see here we've got a couple of options again. We've got on ADS, and there's also, if we go through here now, to change this, you can see release on ADS, on ADS. To change those, you're going to use your bumpers. So you use R1, RB, L1, LB, or if you play on any of the flipped controller layouts, you'd be using the triggers to change this. All right, but anyway, the first one on ADS, let's go and turn this one on. Quick scope, it's pretty self-explanatory, right? Since it's on ADS, all I need to do is just tap my trigger. That's it. All I did was tap it, and it does everything else. Okay, so tap. Now there's also a delay with this one as well. So the delay is going to be for weapons that have a quicker or a slower ADS time. So to give you an example, this is set on 350 at the moment. Let me just bump this one up. I'll leave the sniper the same anyway. So a little bit of an extra delay. Just tap the trigger. There you go. You can see it's a little bit longer to take the shot. So again, if you just want to give yourself a little bit of extra time before it pops the shot off, you can use that delay. But it is also for other weapons. Like if I use a marksman rifle and I set it up for ADS, it's going to be a much faster ADS. So using the 650 isn't going to be the best option. It's going to be 350 where it starts off, like down here, or a bit lower. Now after the on ADS option for the quick scope, we've got the release on ADS. All right, so again, kind of self-explanatory and how it's going to work. You can aim in, everything's going to stay the same. As soon as you let go of your trigger to aim in, it's going to take the shot. All right, so that's how this one works. And the next one is called silent scope. What it does is the silent shot, trick shot, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not a COD veteran, you know, so I don't really know. But this sort of silent shot thing has been around for ages in all the other CODs, I think. It doesn't make your shot silent, obviously. I mean, I'll give you an example. I put a video up of it yesterday, so I will link that in the description too if you want to go watch that. But just to give you an idea, right? It just runs the combo that you need to press to do a silent shot. But again, it's obviously not silent, as you can hear. And again, I'm not a COD veteran, so I haven't played all the other CODs, but I think the reason why it's called that is because in the older CODs, not sure about the newer ones, when you do a silent shot as the final kill, on the kill cam, the shot's silent or something like that. This is the internet, so somebody's going to be happy enough to correct me if I'm wrong anyway. So either way, that's all it does. Now with the silent shot mod, you need to make sure that you have a throwing knife as your lethal. Okay, so you can see here I've got the throwing knife. If you've got anything else, it's not going to work, so you need to make sure throwing knife is on there. Next up, we've got this G-walk thing. Now this is just me in here, so I'm not really going to be able to show what it looks like from other people's perspective, but if you've been playing the game, you've been paying attention to it, you would have heard about the G-walk at least. It just makes you meant to run like a gorilla, I suppose. It's meant to look like it from the other person's perspective, but this is it. This is literally all it does. There's not much else to it, really. That's it. And next up, we've got slide cancel. There's a few options here. We've got lethal, tactical, and standard. Now I have done a video on this alone, but I'm going to go through these again real quickly. So I'll start with tactical, this one here. Back out, so that saves, and you simply, there we go. That's just me tapping. All I'm doing is simply tapping slide. It does the rest. All right, so you can see it's not too bad. All right, there is also a delay in there as well. So if you go over to the slide cancel option, maybe play around with turning the delay down. Let me turn that down to that. Let's see how that is instead. Not too bad. Oh, okay. Try again. See, it gets up pretty smooth there, but then, oh, no. But anyway, that's what the delay is there for, to play around with it, see if you can find a, you might find a value that you like a bit better than whatever the default one is, but the default ones are there for a reason, and it's because they work. No, there you go. That's actually pretty good. As long as it doesn't do that jump thing. Hey, that's pretty smooth. Hey, that's nice. All right, anyway. So, going over to slide cancel. That's the tactical one. There's also standard. Let's have a look at this. So, standard. I think with the tactical one, what happens, right? Let me go back, actually. Because with the tactical one, what happens is it ADSs at the end. So, tactical. And you couldn't really see that because I had a knife. So, this one, yeah, see that little ADS part at the end there? There you go. So that's what the tactical one does, but this other one here, the standard, it doesn't do that, right? So, slide. It does a weapon swap by the look of it. Yeah, okay. You can see on the controller on the screen there, it taps Y very quickly. But there you go. That's another slide cancel option. Now, we've also got the lethal ones. With this one, you need to have a Semtex. So let me just sort that out because I don't have one. All right, so I've got a lethal now. I've got my Semtex. All right, so as long as you've got one of those, this slide cancel will work. So run. You tap your slide button, and that's it. All right. If you don't have a lethal on you, it's going to switch weapons on you every time. So that's why it's kind of annoying. You need to make sure you've got 2 Semtexes on you. And when you got 2, you pretty much have 1, because you need to have 1 on you all the time if you want this slide cancel one to work. And that's why, in my opinion, it's not really the best one. Now, the last one is the OG slide cancel. I did think this was for Modern Warfare 2019 and Warzone 1. It's not. It is for this. It just doesn't activate when you slide. Usually you tap slide, and that's what activates the slide cancel mod. This one's on jump. So we jump, and there we go. That's what we get. So there's a bit of a slide there. It seems like it's a little bit awkward. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, but I don't know. Try again. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, so anyway, that's what that one does. Activates on jump. I've got the mod activation. That's G War. I've got the mod activation on 270. I'll put it back to the default 300. Maybe that's what I was doing wrong. There we go. It's a bit smoother, but a little weird wonky sort of. I don't know. That doesn't feel smooth. But either way, look, there's plenty of other options there for you to choose from. If you wanted to use the slide cancel, I'd recommend using either the tactical or the standard one. Those 2 there. And then, of course, you know, the lethal one's okay. And then OG, I probably wouldn't bother after that example. But again, maybe I'm doing something wrong. But that's it. After that one on the list is bunny hop. So without bunny hop, right, if you hold jump, that's it. All right, it jumps once. And you can see on the controller on the screen there that I'm still holding the jump button and nothing's happening, right? So with the bunny hop mod on, it's just going to spam the jump button once you hold it. So turn that one on, hold the jump button, and away we go. You can see the buttons getting spammed on the controller, which is making my guy continuously jump. That's it. And then we've got fast melee. So fast melee works the same as bunny hop pretty much, but instead of on the jump button, it's on your melee button. All right, so we've got 2 options, manual and automatic. If you have it on manual, back out to that saves, I'll hold my melee button, and there we go. We're just swinging punches forever. All right. Now, if we go back and we change this to the automatic, I honestly don't know what's going to happen. I haven't used it before, so let's see. I'm going to hold it. And, okay, looks like it just does 2 maybe. Take a bit of a double tap on them. So if you if you don't want to do it constantly, looks like you can just pop it on the automatic one. It'll do it twice, and that's it. Yeah, fair enough. And last but not least on the list is snake plate. Now, it's going to be hard for me to plate in here considering I don't have armor, but I can still give you the example anyway. So when you turn snake plate on, all it's going to do is when you're playing Warzone or DMZ or anything that involves you putting armor plates on, once you hold the button to put the plates on, all right, you hold the button and it's going to do this, right? So if you're behind cover and you want to plate up but someone's pushing you, you know, you can sort of get an idea. You can plate up and sort of snake behind cover to see they're a bit closer. Jump out, handle your business. All right, but that's what it's going to do. Even if you're not behind cover, you could be standing in the open. It's literally just going to do this, right, while you're holding your plate button. That's it. Okay, so again, for behind cover, and here you hold it, you're going to be plating up while you're doing this. If you're playing, you know, playing Warzone or whatever. That's it. It can come in pretty handy. All right, so it turns out that wasn't the last one. There's more to go. I honestly thought snake plate was the last one, so we'll keep going. Now, VM speed, to keep it simple, this is going to reduce the input lag between your controller and the game, okay? I leave it at 0. I don't mess with this sort of thing. I just leave it because just because you change the VM speed and you have a slightly smaller input lag doesn't mean it's necessarily better. It can start messing with some of the other mods and stuff. So personally, I leave it at 0. Now moving on, custom sense. So custom sense is a custom sensitivity mod. So just like when you go into the game settings here, so we go into our settings, we go to the controller part, settings and controller. So just like we have our horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity here, and just like we have our ADS multipliers, right, how we can change those to make them faster and slower, the custom sense allows us to fine tune that a little bit more. Okay. Now, if we go back to custom sense, let's go in here. There's general sense. That's your general look around sensitivity. Okay. And then you got ADS sense. That's the sensitivity for when you're aiming down your sight. And then there's fire sense. This is something that you can't change in the game settings, but this mod allows you to do it. So if we have a look at general, that's going to, again, your general look around. If you go above 100, that's going to increase your sensitivity. If you go below 100, it's going to decrease the sensitivity. Onto ADS, same sort of thing, right? If you increase this, it's going to make your ADS speed faster. If you decrease it, it makes it slower. So to give you an idea, if I back out, so that saves. All right, that's just my general look around. Okay. Go back into the custom sense part, and where is it? Custom sense. Turn that one on, and ADS. I'll turn it all the way down just so we can really see a difference. Aim down my sight, look left to right. I'm moving the exact same amount, but the mod isn't letting me move, you know, as far as it was before. Now, the other one, fire sense. Like I said, you can't change this in the game settings. There's no option for you to change your sensitivity when you're firing your weapon from the hip, but this does allow you to do that. So let me change loadouts to give you an example here. All right, so without the mod on, you can see that when I shoot from the hip, I get my regular sensitivity. Okay, but if I go into the custom sense mod, and we go to the fire sense, and we turn this one down. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to have a much slower sensitivity when I'm firing from the hip only. So aim down your sight and shoot. That's all still the same. But once you shoot from the hip, and it's very slow, I could barely move it. You know, pretty much just sticks in one spot. Just pretty much just locks onto that one spot there. And then lastly, there's ADS and fire sense. I don't need to, it's, you know, it's self-explanatory again. It's ADS, it's to change the sensitivity of when you're ADS and firing. That's it. All right. Now the next one is infinite tack sprint. So all this is going to do when you have it on is when you're sprinting, it makes you melee every few seconds, because in this game, when you melee, it resets the tack sprint. So that's all it does. It's not going to magically make you be able to sprint forever. It's just going to automatically melee every few seconds to reset the tack sprint. That's it. So for me, I don't use it. It's pretty annoying, but that's what it does. There we go. Yeah, but that's it. You know, pretty easy, but I can just do that myself. After that one, we've got dolphin jump. So I believe after this one, what happens after you dolphin dive? I think there you go. You can see it pressing the jump button after you dive. I think it's meant to make you... Not really sure what's going on here. I think this one might be better for the people that have the slide and the dolphin dive switched, because you can do that. As default, you tap your crouch button, that will slide, and when you hold it, it'll do the dolphin dive. But you can switch that in the game settings to make it so you tap to dolphin dive and hold it to slide instead. So maybe this one's better for people that have it switched, because I can see it. You can see on the controller there, it's executing the mod, but it's I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna move over to the dolphin cancel. This one's pretty good. So all it's gonna do is after you dolphin dive, it'll spam the left stick just like that. See how it clicks it in twice? What that does, it just makes you get up right after you dolphin dive. You get up off the ground. So if you don't have this on, right, go back over to dolphin cancel, turn that off. If I don't have it on and I dolphin dive, you stay on the ground, and then if you do it yourself, just click the left stick and you'll get up. That's fine. But to save your left stick, the abuse, this mod, does come in handy for that. And there we go. So that's everything I wanted to go through for the video. If you have any questions about this, feel free to ask them down in the comments. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you next time.